I'm going to look at graphs of the form y equals x to the power n. This is just a parametric form of x to the power n. Now at the moment n is 1. Let's increase n to 2 and we get a parabola. Y equals x to the 3, a cubic. Y equals x to the 4. Let's go and reduce n and we get y equals x to the 0, horizontal line. Y equals x to the negative 1, a rectangular hyperbola. X to the negative 2, etc. Now, going back to x to the 1, I'm going to increase n in steps of 0.1, and a strange thing happens. Suddenly, the left-hand side of the graph disappears. The right-hand side becomes more curved until it reaches n equals 2, and then suddenly the left-hand side reappears and we get the parabola y equals x squared. Continuing to increase, the left-hand side has gone again until we reach n equals 3, and then suddenly we get the cubic y equals x cubed. Now there is a reason why the left-hand side keeps disappearing, and that is when n is not a whole number, the y values are in fact complex numbers. So what we need is an imaginary y-axis sticking out here, so we can put these complex numbers on. Here is the imaginary y-axis, and now I'm going to increase n in steps of 0.1 again and see what happens. This is y equals x to the 1.5. And then we get y equals x to the 2, and the graph is back in the xy plane, as shown by this rectangle. Let's further increase. And the y value tends to wind around here till we get y equals x to the 3, and it's back in the xy plane again. Now let's reduce the value of n, starting at n equals 1 again. Let's reduce, and we get 0.9, 0.8, 0.7, 0.6, 0.5. Now this one is a particularly interesting one because x to the power 0.5 is the same as y equals root x. And normally this is what we call y equals root x. For instance, root 1 is 1 and root 4 is 2. But now we have another part for negative numbers. We have now root negative 1 is I, and root negative 4 is 2i. Now let's further decrease the value of n. It's quite strange as it approaches 0 there, and that is the horizontal line again. Now into the negatives. Y equals x to the negative 1, rectangular hyperbola again. Y equals x to the negative 2. Just a little bit further. And now let's just increase them and watch them change. Fascinating.